It's an honor he richly deserved. Tonight, the remains of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Jefferson, a Tuskegee Airman, are lying in repose at the Wright Museum in Midtown Detroit. Lieutenant Colonel Jefferson passed away at the age of 100.
He leaves behind a legacy as a trailblazer and a pillar of the Detroit community where he was born and raised. Paula Dutman is live at the Wright Museum tonight. Paula, when you talk about the greatest generation, he should definitely be at the top of the list.
Absolutely. Born, raised, left, came back to, continued to contribute. It is not too late to pay respects. When I talk to his friends, family members, as well as fellow Tuskegee Airmen, both men and women, they say, listen, particularly young people, come here this evening, pay your respects, and make sure you talk to someone in a turquoise jacket. A national hero lies in repose here today. The remains of 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Jefferson, whom history tried to deny a place in its pages, but for the valor that could not go ignored forever. He comes full circle at the Wright Museum of African American History.
What he did during World War II, along with the other airmen, is very, very significant.
Here's the quick history lesson. The Tuskegee Airmen showed the nation what excellence was when there were so many willing to call blacks substandard.
In 1925, the War College did a study on the use of Negro personnel during war. It was 63 pages long. It recognized all the successes of African Americans during wartime, from the Revolutionary War all the way through World War I.
Even after they proved that they could fly and they had the abilities, they wouldn't let them fly in the war.
Some Major General Eli decided that he's going to write this 4-page summary basically saying we're cowards, we don't know how to be leaders, we can't operate complex machinery.
What these pilots and mechanics and airmen did was blaze a trail that was synonymous with the word courage. They called them the Red Tails.
The United States was losing over 100 bombers a day. That means 10 crew members. The Tuskegee Airmen were called upon to escort those bombers to their targets and back.
It got to a point where they were being requested, and for the most part, this was even before most of the bomber groups knew they were black. They wanted those guys with those red tails because they heard such good things about them.
And for those who knew Alexander Jefferson, today is a day of celebration.
Not only is he a hero in our sight, but he is a hero in the United States of America. Not only was he shot down over Germany as part of World War II, being a Tuskegee Airman, but he came back to serve his country in the form of being a teacher, where he affected hundreds and hundreds of young people to excel to their academic skills.
You know, I mentioned those turquoise jackets because that's the easiest way to spot a Tuskegee Airman, male or female. Walk up to them and just ask them a little bit about this particular airman or any of the Tuskegee Airmen. By the way, still have time to get here. He will continue to lie in repose until 8 o'clock this evening. Guys?
All right, thank you so much, Paula.